Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make faux stained glass paintings. The first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and buy yourself a floating frame. Please don't forget to clean it before you start working on it, but what we're going to do is we're going to take that piece of glass and we're going to place it on a piece of cardboard and tape it down. And then we set up the Vinci Eye app. You want to press the plus draw button on the top right corner, and you're going to select the image you want to draw. I flipped the image prior to uploading it to the app. You will see why in a minute. We are using AR mode, so I'm going to be taping an anchor to the top. This way, if I move the surface around by accident or my phone, it will stay perfectly aligned. To play around with the layout of your image, press the move button, and you can use one finger to move it around and two fingers to make it larger or smaller. Then press the move button again to lock it in place. At this point, it should be black, not purple. I am taking a dry erase marker and I'm tracing the lines onto the glass. Okay, now it's time to take the tape off and carefully flip it around. This will be the side that we paint and also the side that people will see. Now we'll be using DecoArt Stain Glass Paint. Choose between the black, gold, or silver leading for the outlines. I'm actually going to be using all of them because I want the subject to stand out. A little tip is practice before you start painting. You want to take a scrap piece of paper and practice the consistent pressure and some steady hand movements. I'm going to be using silver leading paint to make the dots that are on the edges of the butterfly wings. I'm just dabbing the paint on to make super small dots. You can't see this, but there are little spikes on the top of each of these dots. I don't want this, so I'm going to take a toothpick, start from the center, and swirl it around just ever so slightly, just to round it off a bit. Now I'm going to be using gold leading for the rest of the painting. Once you're done with the lining, you gotta wait for at least 8 hours before you start filling it in with the color. It's now been 24 hours, so let's get started with painting it. Before I start painting, I'm gonna flip the glass around so I can clean off the dry erase marker. Doesn't it look so nice without that? And now it's time for picking colors. I'm going to start with the black for the edges around the butterfly. It was such a tiny area to paint, especially with those little dots all around. So I'm using a very small paintbrush and just flooding the area without going over any of the lines or the dots. And I'm taking a toothpick as I go along to help drag the paint to the edges of the lines. Now I'm going to be showing you a blending technique where you can take two colors and mix them together to make an ombre effect or a textured effect. So for the butterfly wings, each section is going to be half yellow and half orange. Also using the flooding technique where you put on quite a bit of paint. Then taking the toothpick, dragging it right to the edges of the line so that there's no gaps. And you can also swirl it around a little bit to help flatten it out. Then you just go back and forth with the toothpick to help blend them in together. You can also do a swirling effect depending on the type of texture you want to create. For wings, I do like the texture of the lines rather than swirls. It just, to me, seems a little bit more realistic. Now we're going to be working on the flowers. I want to be a little bit more creative with the paint, so I'm adding some gold flakes to the paint for the center of the flowers. If I were to do this again, I would actually use sparkles instead of flakes. But there's no harm in playing around. And just like the butterfly, we want to flood the paint and then use the toothpick to spread it to the edges of the lines. My tip is to do one section at a time, from flooding to spreading with the toothpick, so that the paint doesn't dry up and clump when you try to spread it later. Now it's done. All we have to do is wait for it to dry. So this is the first one I did. You can see it's not very even, and also there's quite a few gaps between the paint and the leading, and this is also why you need to do the dry erase design on the opposite side of your painting, because it's now permanently stuck. This one is a lot better. This one's my second one I did, but I also made the same mistake by drawing on the wrong side. Here's the one we did today, all dried and framed and sitting next to the other ones, shining better than the last ones. Thanks for watching.